Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to What Are You Painting Now? Our celebration video and post. And we're going to check out some of the stuff that was done over those past 500 posts. And after a little rant, we're going to take a look at the top 10. And we're going to get some feedback, eh? Alright, let's get to it, guys. So we're listening to Mystery Skulls, and right now I've loaded up 500 posts from What Are You Painting Now? And I'm just sort of flying by some of them because the thing is, my rant is not going to last that long. But I'm gonna focus in on a few things here. Now, here is what I want to focus on for the moment. The reason why I started What Are You Painting Now is because of something that I once saw called the iceberg of success, right? Now, what people see when they see someone who's successful, they only see the top half. They only see that little bit poking out, right? The top half, you know, some of the work that they've done underneath, under the water, but they don't see all of it. They don't see all of the work that these people have done. Just the thing is, they don't get all of the effort. And this is why I wanted to do What Are You Painting Now? Because the thing is that there is plenty of sites out there where you can see amazingly painted models. While I do want to see amazingly painted models, and you guys impress me every single day with how much work you guys have been doing, the quality is just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. But here's the other thing. What really impresses me is seeing it from start to finish. See, people don't truly understand the work that goes into some of these things. And what I wanted to do is, I wanted to do it partly for myself, and I wanted to do it, you know, for you guys also. I wanted to put it up there so that when I put out things that I've sort of made a kind of promise to myself. I've put this up and I've said, here, take a look at this. This means I am doing something. I've made a promise to you guys. But I also wanted to give you guys the feedback that you deserve. And, you know, you guys do amazing work. And I would like to say thank you. And we have hardly gotten through the 500 posts here. I've got another one loaded up, which is what you guys have currently done. And I think in the 1 week that I was preparing for this, you guys have gotten almost 100 posts already. Let's take a look. What are we at? Yeah, almost 100. So 1571. That is a lot. A lot of work, especially for 1 week. I remember when I first started this thing, 1 week, you guys, you know, it was we would have been lucky to get 5 posts. But now, you know, you're gone for a couple of hours and you might miss a whole exchange, you know, of these two people. And yeah, it kind of amazes me how far we have come. So now with my little rant over on why I made it and, you know, the amazing work you guys have done, I wanted to get to the top 10. So without further ado, here is our top 10. I think it's cool that we're moving on from there, from a work in progress miniature. So here we go with number 10, the Dace. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to feature somebody who I thought was really the embodiment of this forum. Because the thing is that that's kind of how I see the Dace. You know, I see him and he does exactly what I had hoped that this thing would be. He puts stuff up, you know, from start to finish, and he gives amazing feedback. He's an awesome bloke. And for any of you who know psychology, you're only most probably going to remember number 10 and number 1. The rest of them are going to become a bit of a blur. It's just the way we work. That's our mechanics. So I wanted to feature the Dace as our number 10. Alright, on to number 9. Alright, now I can't remember this guy's name exactly. It's Starspack, I think. And yeah, I looked at this and I just saw it and I was just blown away. Now, if you're a fan of the 90s, you'll know who this guy is. But yeah, it's just such amazing work with the skin and the whole thing. It's a fantastic model. And what I've been doing is I've mostly been going off the ratings for these last few ones, you know, 10 and so on. You guys are amongst the 8 cluster. It seems that we have a whole lot of people at 8, and so that's where you guys are. Alright, next up we have Needle Beckett, and I wanted to feature him. Like, he's been featured on the main site with his Rooster Knight, which I very much love. But what I love about this is the variety of miniatures we see on here. You know, a lot of people, you know, they like to say that some people are just fanboys, or, you know, that people are hating on whatever. It doesn't matter. The thing is, I love seeing stuff like this. I love seeing something completely different, and just it invigorates you and your hobby. I'm doing a bit of a project for my Armies on Parade later on in the year. I bought some stuff for it, and this is the kind of stuff that makes me think I got to get on that. Alright, next up, number 8. Now, we've got the Doctor, Dr. Ether. And these models from Kingdom's Death are absolutely beautiful, and he turns them into the most beautiful models you've seen. I was really surprised how low he was down. Like, to be honest, I thought he must have been higher. But I had to feature him here because the thing is, I love seeing the process. I love seeing him go through and turn these models into something absolutely beautiful. Let's take a look. Take a look at this. She turns out gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Come on. You could not want anything more. If you were commissioning someone and you got that back and you complained, I'm sorry, but there's just something wrong with you. Just the way that he's done the whites and how it contrasts with the skin. And, you know, blue haired girls aren't exactly my thing, but she looks fabulous. And talking about skin, look at the different skin tones on that. Absolutely amazing how he's managed to capture all of those varieties of skin tones and make them look so natural. It's brilliant. Really well done. Congrats, the Doctor. Alright, jeez. So this is a bit embarrassing, but this is some of my work. So the reason that I put it up here is because in previous years, people have said, "Why haven't you put your work up there? Your work is decent," and I turn a certain shade of red and go, "Oh no. No. So here it is. Apparently, according to votes, that's where I am. Technically, me and this bloke are on the same number, so I put him ahead of myself. Now, I want you guys to take a look at this. I'll tell you what really struck me about this. These guys, when I first saw them put up, it wasn't until I actually saw the very, very slight error with the base at the bottom on that side one, did I realize that this bloke had painted these things up. I thought that these were actually studio models. Like, I'm not even joking. I thought that these were just studio models. That some guy had put up, models that were painted by the studio, and he's like, "Yeah, here, take a look at these. I like these. I want to paint them up like this." And I'm like, "Oh, wait. Oh. And that's how it was for me. And there's not much more that I can say on that. That these are so good that I thought that they were studio painted. So, yeah, there we go. Alright, up next. Alright, J-Dan with his bombshells. Oh, just absolutely beautiful work. And I tell you what, if you ever want to take a look at how photography is done, he's got a video on it. I highly recommend it. It's very decent. I always love the way that his photos come out. But yeah, these two lasses, Indiana Jane, as I like to call her, just absolutely beautiful. You gotta love the soft lighting effect with the torch and just the whole thing. It's just an absolutely brilliant model right there. Alright, on to the next. Okay, so this was Zakf. I'm unsure how to pronounce the name. And he came out of the middle of nowhere. I think that he's posted this and one other thing, and people were floored by it. And you can see why. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's pretty heavily dry brushed, but I think it's alright." And everybody was absolutely gobsmacked, as you should be. Take a look at the detail in this. Absolutely amazing. I love the flesh on, I do believe he's called Mr. Chompy Bits, the big demon guy. When the Dreamer took over, that's what he renamed the demon there. Malifaux is a strange place, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, just the skin on that, the lighting, the whole thing, it's amazing. That's the only way to put it. But yeah, next up, we have one of my old friends, Wild Chevy. Now, the reason why he features higher than Old Mate is, despite the fact that they both got the exact same score on their finished models, is because of the whole principle that I talked about before. He showed us how he made this model. We get to see part of the work, part of the process, and that's the big thing for me. I think this model is the model to look at to understand color theory, to understand how the human eye works, Because I tell you what, Wild Chevy has used every trick in the book on this one. Like, if you truly understand color theory, understand how colors clash, how they, work together, and you look at this model, you understand that this is not only amazingly painted, but there is a lot of theory work behind it also. I think that this is an absolutely brilliant model. Well done, Wild Chevy. Congrats on getting second, but I'm sure you guys guessed who number one is. Brushstrokes. And we're going to take a look at his number one model. And see, that's the thing. This is how it starts out. You don't start out on top. You start out with block colors just like everyone else. Slowly highlighting, getting there. Like, that face still looks absolutely amazing. But, I mean, the thing is, you can see slowly how it gets there. And the thing is, you start to understand the process a little more. You start to understand that he's done things separately. He's painted them in different stages. Each of these things are, separate one from the other. That every single thing comes together. Oh, this would definitely have to be my favorite song by these guys. I'm going to feature a song down below. Check these guys out. But here, take a look at the finished product. Absolutely freaking amazing. Look at that detail. It is incredible. You've got the, Brushstrokes has always had the basing down pat. I don't know how he manages to get that lilac look, I'm not sure what they're meant to be on the bottom. Some sort of flower, I assume. But the thing is, because of how usually gaudy these elves are, a base with all of this stuff going on doesn't clash with the rest of it. And this is part of it. See, as I'm breaking it down, right, you start to get an idea, right, of the work behind it. This wasn't just slapped together. This wasn't, a 24-hour rush job. This takes real skill. But yeah, everybody just sees this. They don't go back and see that. They don't see the block colors. They don't see the slow effort, the slow burn. All they see is these ones here, and they say, oh, it's impossible. I can never achieve that. And it's not true. I'm certain if you put your mind to it, you guys can achieve. So I wanted to congratulate everyone on the list, except for myself. That would be a bit egotistical, but you are the guys. Well done. I'd like to thank everyone for this sort of humbling experience of getting to 100 pages and well beyond now. 76 posts in a week, and I'm sure that it's going to be even more by the time I actually manage to get this up. Well done, guys. Alright. Have a great week, and I'll see you later.